What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Christmas episode of the Box Out Boys. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and with me, as always, is the stats man, Chris Gorman. Hit with the stats, Chris.
Hey.
Ho, ho.
Oh, the I brought up Doc Rivers being a pretty good coach. I do want to say the stat is the Thunder forgot they were supposed to play yesterday, and that 3-point shooting is a very important part of your game because they were open. I don't understand.
Yeah, they were ice cold. They were as cold as the winter nights, but keeping you warm by the fire. It's the long ball. Sherman Krause, get that, Joe?
Yeah, I realized I should have not gone with Frosty. I should have picked some sort of famous Christmas song singer.
You could be Hot Frosty. You know,
Hot,
that's
Frosty.
going around.
Hot Frosty.
The Netflix movie.
That's
Hot Frosty.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like Dean Martin or something, but okay, sure.
We'll call you Hot Frosty for tonight.
All right, Hot. Let's go Hot. Who's
Hot Frosty?
Don't Urban Dictionary that one.
We'll have to. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Everyone, it's a totally normal thing. All right. Well, it's a Christmas episode, so we're having fun. There's maybe a musical number in the future. We got some NBA Christmas gifts to give out. We kind of did like a Secret Santa amongst ourselves, and we got some made-up gifts for each other. We're going to play a little bit of Home Alone. Who is the most forgotten about clutch player in the NBA? And then we're going to reschedule Christmas Day games because we kind of felt like they maybe are going to get rolled over here by football. We wanted a little bit better chance, a fighting chance. But I think first we're going to start off with the game from last night. The big game, the Cup, a championship was won. Kind of.
Woo.
The Bucks taking down OKC. Much like Chris said, OKC kind of forgot to show up and play there. I don't know what happened. Chris, give me your thoughts about the game. It ended up kind of being a little bit of a blowout there in the second half, but what was your thoughts overall?
My thoughts was that the Thunder spent too much time in Vegas. They were having a good time. I don't think they were nervous. People are you nervous or are you incompetent? I'd like to think they were just being incompetent. Right? Like,
whoa.
That was the worst. That was the worst experience I've seen of a Thunder team that's supposed to be the one competitor to the Celtics in the NBA Finals. What the hell was I watching? They couldn't make a three. Jalen Williams was the only player that looked half decent. Everybody looks small out there. Giannis can just bully ball all day. Love watching Giannis just kind of post up and realize that he's bigger than everybody else on the court. The shoulders on that man we'll never get over him. I was so annoyed. I don't know. The team looked small. Hartenstein was fine. They missed Chet, even though Chet's like a twig.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, I don't know how much we should take away. The weird thing about this game is that the stats don't count, right? Dame was hot too, but we'll never see that recorded ever anywhere apparently. Anywhere. Good on the Bucks for taking advantage of it. But yeah, the Thunder, man, that was an abomination.
Yeah, tough watch for the Thunder. I was locked in last night, hoping to see what the Thunder were all about, everything like that. It's kind of the same feeling, like little tough game from them. Giannis looked great. Joey, your general thoughts on the game? Were you locked in on this one, or you maybe?
I was locked in for a while. And
kind of.
You can only be locked in for so long.
Be locked in for so long when that third quarter kind of came to a close. It was downhill, but did find it interesting. The Bucks did not tap into the tray of champagne that the NBA provided for them in their locker room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently they were scared of the slump that the Lakers went into last year after winning. There's been some comments that they said that they were a little tired and like they celebrated like it was a title, and then they were a little hard coming out of that. So the Bucks didn't touch it, which I it's weird and interesting, but also kind of like, all right, maybe they found something here. Like that's a interesting mental fortitude to just kind of take your trophy, take your money, and be like, let's get the hell out of Vegas and go back to work. So for a team that started as bad as they did, and they're now like 12-3 or something, and
15-11.
They're past 15.
Yeah,
they've absolutely figured something out here, and I don't know. Giannis looks really good, and Dame looks like he fits finally.
Yeah, they're pairing up a little bit better. Chris, what were you going to say?
I said they got Cleveland on Friday at Cleveland, so that's
good. Here we go.
I think they're thinking ahead now.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, eyes on the prize. Job's not done," is what Giannis was saying, and then I saw him walking to the locker room saying, "Job is done." So good on you, Giannis. Interesting. Yeah, I like what you guys are saying.
Barrier.
It's a language barrier. It is a second language, but I was I am curious, kind of some of the takeaways. Joey, you brought up that good point. The Bucks sort of abstaining there from the true celebration. Obviously, they have a little bit bigger aspirations this season.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy Bucks versus a healthy Celtics would certainly be interesting. If we can get that. OKC maybe. I don't know, but they maybe like I don't know what wake up call feels strong about like, hey, look, this is what some people I heard people saying big boy table that they got there, and Giannis was, like I don't know if it's that much, but like maybe this was a good little lesson for them of like, all right, hey, yeah, it's going to get serious when it gets serious. Maybe my one big takeaway to Chris's point, like they look small out there. I think they're going to be real matchup dependent. If they get a Giannis or they get a Jokic in the playoffs, it's going to be interesting.
That's
see tough. If they can see if they can handle a guy like that. So
I was thinking about that when I'm like, oh, the Timberwolves, but then I realized I forgot they gave up 4 inches in that trade for a guy, at the 4 spot now, and it's not the same.
I thought the same thing. I was just like, oh, the Wolves would be interesting. I'm like, oh, well, like, not really. Maybe not. But all right, overall fun. We'll see if
I've got the first point in the preseason picks. Bucks winning the
season
playing NBA Cup. Gosh,
NBA Cup. Wow. All
first
right,
point of the season might be the only one. So unless
the methodology was probably spot on too.
Yeah.
Right. Where like they need to get onto the hot start and hit that one out of the park.
Called it.
Nailed it.
Called it.
Do we
come to the box out, boys?
Do we want to predict? Do we trust this Bucks team at all? Guys like Andre Jackson Jr., AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., who's been around, Torian Prince. Are these the guys? Like the 5 through 8 guys that we're trusting with this Bucks team? Like, do you guys actually believe that they could be in the conference finals against Game 6 against Boston with this group? Okay.
I think if anything, this showed me a healthy Giannis and Dame. They're going to be.
I mean, it's really about Giannis and Dame, right?
Yeah, it's really about
I'm listening to other guys out there.
Yeah, I know.
Really matter. But I'm just
saying,
if
those guys can shoot. Yeah.
I mean, the Green guy, AJ Green, he had a few threes. He's a rookie out of Northern Iowa. No, it's the second year of the league. Or third year.
It almost feels like slightly Timberwolves-esque from last year.
Yeah, a little bit.
You've got 2 guys, the big guys, and then everybody else. It's like, I mean, we didn't really know Jaden McDaniels last year, right? You make him a household name till like March.
Yeah.
So,
they made the big trade the year before that didn't really pan out, and then now it's sort of
a little tough getting acclimated, and then it hit finally for him. So it may be a similar vibe.
Definitely some Minnesota vibes. So, well,
I mean, Minnesota can't have them, so maybe they can have it.
Yeah, they've lost all their vibes. All
right. What do we got?
Well, we're about to pick up the vibes on this show. The musical vibes. As always, you guys know our Christmas show. Joey is a fantastic musician in his own right. Quite the singer. He comes up with songs for us. But this year, Joey, go ahead. Talk us through what happened, and then I think we got some audio here, right? Correct?
Yeah. So I've done some of the easier songs, right? First one was 12 Days of Christmas. Second year was Curry, the 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
I think. And then last year was I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember my own songs. I've done 3 songs. I've sung them, but they've been very easy ones to sing, I guess. Like I knew them. They were very like household.
12 Days of Christmas.
Household names. Yeah. That was the first year. But those were like her household songs.
Was it Jingle Bells?
Jingle Bells. It was Jingle Bells. It was Jingle Bells. They were easy, right? And I felt like I could sing them because they were mostly talking.
Yeah.
Well, going through the methodology, the behind the scenes, we were thinking to use Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah.
Started down that road. Then I realized there's 2 voices in that song. And I didn't think trying to do a duet with one of you guys, we could pull that off without being together and practicing.
So we bring your wife into this.
Yeah. Well, anybody who knows her knows that that wasn't about to happen. So
she wasn't gonna hop on and sing.
It wasn't about to hop on and sing. So I went to my default. I want to do Santa Baby. Found out as I was writing the lyrics, I didn't really know how Santa Baby goes. So I popped my AI cherry and wrote the whole song. This is an original cheery song. It sounds nothing like the actual Santa Baby song, but it was written around it. Written by me, performed by AI. It's called A 76ers Christmas.
Nice.
Santa Baby, Joel and Beatty needs a new week.
Oh wait, I don't know.
Are you guys not hearing it?
I'm not hearing it.
I hear it.
Chris.
Oh, okay.
Chris hears it. All right.
Yeah, she really jumps into Joel and Beat immediately.
Oh, there it is.
No warm up, just right into Joel and Beat.
Paul George recorded a podcast for you. Santa Baby,
a little Dolly Parton-ish. Playoff beat.
Think of all the games they've missed. Think of all the money they've kissed. Next year could be just as bad if you signed Ben Simmons back.
Did you write these words, Joey? Did you?
He wrote the words, yeah.
He did write the words. Okay.
So give Joel and Beat a new knee. Santa honey, one little thing I really need. Tyrese Maxey to just be the MIP. Santa baby, it should have gone to Kobe White.
Injustice.
Santa cutie, don't forget we have a new coach too, stolen from the Raptors. Santa cutie, and we got Drummond too.
Good addition.
Check our record out. With these injuries, we won't get out. I really do believe in destiny to go and miss the play eternity. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean Lowry's. Santa baby, so give Joel Embiid a new knee. Give Joel Embiid a new knee tonight.
And it just kind of trails on from there. There's no repeat. But that is the 76ers Christmas.
All right.
Joel Embiid needing a new knee.
I didn't realize you wrote all the words to that. I thought AI,
no,
like you gave bullets and then it.
No, I did it.
No. I wrote that. That is all my words.
Fantastic. Okay.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Any stands out. I heard a good laugh at the Ben Simmons line.
Ben Simmons line was
the playoff
great.
P part where
playoff P.
Yeah. At least we won't have to see playoff P.
There was a couple other good ones.
The Tyrese Maxey to just be the MIP.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great one as well.
It was good.
It's amazing how far we've come on Kobe White all this time.
Full circle.
That's what Chris gathered out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're still talking about him, 5 years later. Still, yeah.
I honestly thought he'd be out. Like, there's a chance he would be out of the league, right?
Yeah,
we started talking about him.
Look, Ben Simmons is out of the league, basically.
Yeah. That's the only way the 76ers season could get worse.
I don't know.
It's the only way their season gets worse if they sign Ben Simmons back.
Yeah. Great song as always, Joey. I love it.
Yes. I think AI might be my new go-to. We'll write the songs and have them sing them.
That's a smart way to go. I like it.
Did you get to pick the singer too?
No, I just chose a female voice. I felt like it'd be more Christmassy. The theme I chose was Christmas. For some reason, it did a kind of Dolly Parton-esque, a little bit of country, but there's a little bit of Christmassy twang in there. So I kind of went with it. I was nervous about the free app I was using. I only had so many tokens, so I was like, I don't know how many times I can ask it to redo this before it tells me to go pound sand. So but there you go. We might Chris put this as a TikTok. We have the cut, so we might just post this as an original song. We'll figure it out if anyone wants to go listen to it on repeat. And
yes, if you enjoyed that one, it was great.
You can get it on your Spotify Wrapped for next year.
Yep, a Sixers Christmas. Well, we have the Box Out Boys Christmas next. Joey, actually, you want to explain this a little bit here? We're doing a bit of a round robin Secret Santa even though that's not so secret, but
yeah, it's not so secret because there's only 3 of us, so it would have been kind of weird for us to do that. So I have Chris. I assigned myself Chris because I had an idea. Chris, you have Titus.
Ooh, I got Titus.
Yep, and then Titus has me.
All right,
we're gonna go around the horn. We're gonna give each other gifts centering around the NBA, maybe with our favorite teams, maybe a player, a trade, something basketball related, NBA related. It was very open here, kind of just
have some fun with it.
But it was trying to avoid the very obvious of like, hey, everybody just trades for Jokic and has them on their favorite team. So
yeah, I like it.
I'll go first, so I can kind of give you the vibe of how I did it. So, Chris, for you, I am giving you Terrence Ross from the Phoenix Suns is going to join the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay. And I'm going to read you a quote from Terrence Ross here and why I'm giving you him to your team. So he was asked about his favorite kind of music, and he said, I love rock, everything from heavy metal to grunge rock to classic rock to alternative. It's weird because growing up playing basketball, the majority of everybody plays hip hop or R&B or whatever it may be. Terrence Ross, I think he probably loves System of a Down. He mentioned Metallica. He mentioned some other bands that you have mentioned. And I was like, man, this guy's going to join the Timberwolves. And you know what? Chris is going to go to a game. Chris is going to hold up a sign. He's going to say, Terrence Ross, I love System of a Down too. He's going to get an interview. He's going to get an interaction with Terrence Ross. And he's going to be just immersed in the Timberwolves world, all because of something that they both share together as fans of. So you're not getting you're not getting a very great gift for your team. This is more of a personal gift for you because you spent so much money on your tickets for System of a Down. I felt like you should get an NBA player. You can get an NBA player who also shares your love for that kind of music.
That's awesome.
Bring your own basketball. So Terrence Ross was the bar we could find for a rock fan.
Well, believe it or not, there's not a lot of content out there for NBA players not liking other kinds of music other than. I didn't stumble upon this. I actually searched for this. I searched high and low to find an NBA player that likes something other than like rap and hip hop. The only one was Jimmy Butler.
Did retire officially beginning of this month, but it doesn't mean he can't come out of retirement. He still has the legs, I'm sure.
He can be an ambassador. It's even easier for you to make contact with him then.
The Nasus type role.
What else is he's just on Twitch a bunch playing 2K.
I just want you to be able to headbang with an NBA player
at a Wolves game.
Kind of a big man, right? You know, it's the perfect.
He's 6'5". I'd be fun to meet him because I am 6'4". I'm curious if he actually was a legitimate 6'5".
There you go.
I like it. I appreciate this gift.
What an icebreaker! Hey, Terrence Ross, Chris Gorman, nice to meet you. Can I ask you one question? Are you actually 6'5"?
Well, I would just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah,
it's back to back here, guys.
Just eye to eye. I think he's going eye to eye.
I'll just look at him. Just look at him straight. Be like,
I was trying to be thoughtful. I can't fix
it. Incredibly thoughtful.
So just give you that.
I can't have Alpern Sengun, I guess, but
yeah, that was
Terrence Ross.
That was my super easy one. Was like, I'm just gonna give him Alpern Sengun because that'll make him happy. I was like, well, I could just give him like 5 big men and make his whole team big men. He would like that too.
Bunch of units.
Amazing.
Had to be practical.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, Chris.
Gonna get Sabonis Sengun. Yeah. Anyways, so I had the difficulty or the pleasure.
Difficulty. I like it. I actually like this.
I just to make it so the difficulty because I tried thinking of a player and I realized I don't know who your favorite player is.
I don't know if I know who my favorite player is right now.
Ironically, it's always Trae Young, right? So I started thinking of like, get Trae Young to the Bulls. But then I started thinking, I'm like, well, Titus can't even watch Bulls games really right now.
Oh, here we go.
So my gift to you would be putting the Bulls on basic cable.
Oh,
get them on WGN.
Thank you, and my friend.
This should be a gift for the entire NBA. Drive up the ratings. Put your games on basic cable. Make it as easy as possible for people to access your games. Don't put them out behind these paywalls, all these blackouts.
That's perfect.
Just put them on easy for everyone to watch.
This is great because they're playing the Celtics tonight. So if I could just flip on WGN and watch them, play the Celtics, that'd be great.
It would be nice.
On giving. See, look at that.
Wow.
They actually play the Celtics tomorrow. you don't even know the schedule because you can't watch it on TV.
You know what? Yes,
that's how bad it is.
Well, it's weird because this is one of the few times that are actually 0 games.
It's just perfect though, Chris.
That's right.
You solve the problems.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow. That's a great gift. Honestly, I love it.
It's a gift for everybody. I love it. It's perfect.
I will be using it throughout the year. I will be using it, checking in on all the games. So obviously, I had Joey. Similar favorite teams.
Pleasure or difficulty?
The pleasure. This I found it a little difficult because I felt like I could go a couple different ways. So I went. Well, Chris was forward thinking and gave me a gift that would last me throughout the year. I was thinking backwards a little bit, and it kind of came up a little bit already in the song here. But I went retroactively and changed the vote from 319 to 305 for Tyrese Maxey to 319, 305 for Kobe White, and gave Kobe White the MIP from last year. That is much deserved. I felt like you deserved it. You've been watching Kobe White forever. You should have something to celebrate from that season, and it should be an MIP.
That's fantastic. For such a struggle that season was, having that win, as much as I don't want him to ever win anything because of my feelings, I wanted that bad because I wanted just that little sliver of joy from it. Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, it would have been a gift for both of us because Chris could have used that as being proven right for forever, right? That you have to give young guys time. And I just could have latched onto the fact that one of our Bulls players won something that everybody gets to care about.
It was highway robbery. It needed to be corrected.
It was. And look, I mean, Maxey's shit this year. So it just tells you exactly. I mean, he's useless. So
I did find some fun stats.
He should get most unimproved, right? He should
unimproved. The most unimproved.
Yeah. Take it away. Take it away.
I did find some fun stats here. So I was looking at their points per game. Maxey went up from 20 points per game to 25, almost 26. Kobe White went from 9.7 to 19.1, so a 10-point jump. Got him there. They were about the same in assists, both going up about 3 assists per game. Rebounds as well, both going up about 2 or 3 rebounds per game. Where was the one I found that was a pretty good one for Kobe? Okay, these were my hammer stats, I guess, if you could call them. So those obviously throughout, Kobe White's counting stats went up. His true shooting also went up from 564 to 572, whereas Maxey's true shooting went down from 605 to 573. And then Maxey's usage went up from 24.1 to 28.0. Kobe White's went down from 19.9 to 17.9. So he was being used less, scoring more, assisting more, rebounding more, shooting at a higher clip than the year before, and was not the most improved player.
It's only because their record was better.
Because our record, and they've flamed out in the playoffs anyway.
Yep.
So
sounds about right.
Great job, NBA writers and narratives.
It's robbery.
Got it wrong again.
As always.
We stole it back. The Grinch grew 3 sizes. His heart grew 3 sizes that day.
That's right.
And we got Kobe White's.
Love it. Thank you. I would take that happily. I would cherish that.
Great gifts all around. We got heavy metal rocking out for Chris. We got me actually able to watch Bulls games.
I love how nobody solved anybody's team as like a pipe dream. Like nobody came up with like a really crazy trade or like something. It was all like very personal. So I'm proud of us for knowing each other and doing personal items.
I did look at the trade machine for a second. I couldn't get anything. It's so hard now with all the salary caps. Yeah. The best trade I can come up with is Michael Porter Jr. for Zach LaVine. Yeah, we also had to get Zeke Naji in that trade, but
that's cool.
That's right for Denver.
Yeah, because we were talking about that Denver thing earlier today. So.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, we've been left alone at the house, or a player has. Joey again came up with a great segment here. We're gonna play a little bit of Home Alone. So this is the player that is often forgotten, but is still clutch. Comes through when you need him most. When you need to hit somebody with a paint can.
Mm-hmm. Drop a tarantula on their chest.
Yep.
Make them face, I guess. Yeah.
Crawl down a kerosene-stoked rope.
All kinds of good stuff.
Is there any other things you envision for this, or was this is that kind of nailing it there?
I was kind of thinking like the person amongst the crowd, easily forgotten, but dependable, resourceful. Finds a way to kind of do it all on their own. And at the end of it, nobody ever notices that they did all this on their own, right? Because at the end of Home Alone, they come home and Kevin McAllister is just like, yeah, it's been cool. I just made some mac and cheese in the microwave and didn't eat it. Watched some movies. Ordered some Nero's pizza. It is what it is.
You have to pay for your pizza, sir.
Yeah.
Chris, would you like to go first on this one?
Sure. Yeah, I got.
So we mix it up here.
So for the oft forgotten about most clutch player this season, I went pure stats.
Okay, nice. I like this.
This is the route I kind of wanted to go with.
I looked
up clutch stats per NBA.com, and just went for at least 8 games played in a clutch situation this year. And actually, really, the threshold could have been 10 because the top player was our beloved Evan Mobley, with a net rating of 49.9 in the clutch, 8-2. Granted, the usage rating is only 7.9. And Garland, Mitchell, and Allen are right there too. Buddy Hield is probably the top one, really. But I want to talk about Evan Mobley. This guy, he's been clutch. There's more to being clutch than just scoring and dribbling and faking out your guy. It's about being in the right place at the right time, setting those screens, getting those boards, and getting the balls at the right guy. And that's what Evan Mobley has been doing for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. Has been the forgotten hero, I believe, of this offense, being third wheel really to Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and sometimes fourth to Jared Allen. So Evan Mobley is my clutchest player. Give some love to the big man.
That's great. He also shares a name with the star of that movie, Kevin McAllister. So
that's true.
Nice.
It's a double crossover there. People don't even know his real name. His name.
Whatever his name actually is.
I love that. That's great.
It's a good one, Chris.
Evan Mobley. He is a little bit slept on. You know what I mean? You forget about him, and then
considering we made up a fake name for him, so that's actually
that actually is
it's actually perfect.
When he came up, I was like, oh, I have to use this.
I have to use this. I'll go next. We'll let Joey bring it home, but
do it.
I went with somebody who's a little bit forgotten, maybe a small guy. Kevin McAllister is kind of small, and also somebody I don't think you really want to leave alone. This is like you don't want him necessarily in the clutch. Is what I kind of was thinking of. And he's clutch for one very specific thing. It's Peyton Pritchard, and he hits half-court bombs at the buzzer like it's nobody's business. I watched a 2.5-3 minute clips of him just hitting bombs. Some of the highlights.
Wait, just hitting half-court shots?
Half-court shots.
Half-court? Okay.
Buzzer beater, half-courts. I mean, it was crazy. Almost everyone was from behind half-court. He had one in game 2 of the finals. He had one in game 5 of the finals again. So 2 in the finals last year. He had 2 in the same game against the Washington Wizards in the first quarter and the third quarter, both from half court, both at the buzzer. And he had 1 from half court plus a foul, 4-point play at the end of half. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how he does it. It's freakish. He gets left alone with the ball at the buzzer and he comes through.
Peyton Pritchard's great.
What did you do to my room?
He was on he was mentioned on, I think I'm gonna completely butcher this, but I think it was Drew Holiday on like Playoff P's podcast, or it could have been like Derek White on Jeff Teague. There's too many of these, right?
Too many guys, yeah.
But like they were talking about how in practice for Boston Celtics, how they have like a practice drill called like guard Peyton Pritchard. Apparently he's like the hardest, scrappiest guard for the Boston Celtics to guard. So like he's just a monster of a man. Like just running around the court, and he's having a hell of a season. He's locked for 6th man of the year, it feels like at this point. So that's an awesome.
Seems like a good lock.
Often forgot.
It's a good one.
All right, Joey, bring us home.
I went with. I thought Chris might have stolen this one. I was nervous picking it. I almost came with a backup, but I decided to roll with it. So, the 5th star of starting 5 from Netflix. I went with Domantas Sabonis.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right.
As an often forgotten player. And I looked up some stats. He's a 60-40-80 guy this year. So 62% from the floor, 43 from 3, 83 from the free throw line. Over his past 8 seasons, he's averaged a double-double. Like straight up averaged it. And every one of those seasons. And every one of those seasons, he's also averaged 5+ assists, usually closer to like 7.
Yeah.
And in that stretch, he was only a 3-time All-Star, 2 of those coming in the first 2 of that 8-season stretch, and then the last one coming as an injury replacement.
Forgotten?
Absolutely forgotten. I know when he was traded from Indiana to Sacramento, we were like, oh man, the Pacers absolutely crushed that trade. Like Sabonis is a bum. Like, we kind of all kind of on it. Seems to have kind of found his footing. He's extremely reliable.
Yeah.
Very clutch. Enjoys kind of being forgotten about, it seems. But he seems to kind of be the leader of that team, even though our fearless leader has arrived there since the beginning of the season. But felt like a good fit for that as a not remembered guy.
Yeah, it's definitely.
That's the best one. Or not. It's a good one. It's a very good one. I don't want to rank. Like,
we don't need to rank
obviously,
them.
But
they all fit perfect.
I mean, like Home Alone 1 and 2 are pretty good, and then there's Home Alone 3. So
that's what the starting five Netflix series. I know it's not the best, but like they had some good moments. I think like the moment where he got left off he didn't make the All-Star game that year, right?
Yeah.
So it was like seeing that happen. I was like, oh, he obviously should have made it. I remember because Towns made it instead of him, and me at the time was like, oh, of course Towns made it instead of him. What do you mean? People were like, what do you mean? Sabonis has like all these crazy stats. You'll watch the stats, and it's like this is kind of nuts. But he's doing it again this year. He's probably not going to make the All-Star team.
He's probably not. Well, it doesn't matter because whatever the hell the All-Star game is going to be this year.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck that. Why would you want to make it?
Mini tournament this thing's going to be or something, right? Ugh.
I think my favorite part of that when he didn't make the team on that on the Netflix special was when his wife just like absolutely like laid into everybody who didn't vote for him. And I was like, dang, you go. Yeah. Like you're pretty spot on. Because it wasn't even like, oh, he's my husband, he should make it. She was like, do you guys even watch him play? Like you guys don't even see what's happening. I loved it.
She's giving stats.
She's got stats for days.
She's backing it up with receipts. You gotta love it. Gotta love the support. And all these forgotten players have gotten support on our show.
That's true.
Evan Mobley, Peyton Pritchard, and Domantas Sabonis, the inaugural.
I don't think any of those have made an all-you-can-have-them team, right? No. Sabonis might have made.
Sabonis is on there.
Right.
He's there. Sabonis might have been on the bench for a hot minute.
Peyton Pritchard is not good enough to make it.
This is why I kind of mentioned this last week, but like the Kings are like the team. I like the players, but I don't like the team. Right? Like
it's fair.
Sabonis is just a poor man's Jokic. Right? And it's just like Jokic not being a rim protector can only happen in this league because he's the best at everything else. Right? And Sabonis is just like a step below that, and plus the same rim protection. That's not really non-existent.
Yeah.
He averages like 0.3 blocks a game. I think, what is it? 0.4. It's ridiculous. He doesn't block.
Yeah. Got to move the puppies. Well, we're going to move some schedules around next year, boys.
What a transition.
I feel like I'm on it with the team.
Nicely done. That was clutch.
They're just coming to me. I feel like I'm in my element here. What a great game we're throwing here for Christmas. You got to bring it when you're playing on Christmas. And that's why we're looking at the Christmas schedule this year. And we're trying to line up who can bring it. You guys want me to go first? I know I talked about I had like time slots moved around.
Do it.
You say that you were annoyed with how well you went into it. Please.
I went into this. All right.
Yours.
You know what? Hold on. Let me pull up the actual Christmas Day schedule real quick so I can kind of counteract here.
I didn't have the times for it. I wrote down the games, but the times you didn't.
I wrote down times. The times annoyed me because I wanted to kind of line up. All right, like who's going when, and I'll show you guys kind of why that mattered to me a little bit.
Titus is planning his entire Christmas around these games here.
Yeah, I got to be, I got to be locked in here from apparently 11 a.m., which is when the first game starts. All right, so the real Christmas schedule here is 11 a.m. Spurs versus the Knicks. All right, yeah, bummer right there off the top. First thing I did is I wouldn't move that game. I moved that into the 1:30 slot, which is the second game, but we're going to go to the second game next. I moved that into the 1:30 slot, and I also moved the Wolves from their 1:30 slot against the Mavericks up against the Knicks. So I still want to have the first game in the Garden, but I want to have that trade over the offseason, a little bit of juice. Casuals are checking in. I know they already played it right this year, but casuals are watching on Christmas Day. So that's what we're looking for. We're getting the Wolves Knicks in the 1:30 slot, getting it going. All right, I'm starting it off hot because at 2 p.m., so we're doing a bit of a staggered start. So we got Wolves Knicks starting the day off, and then a little bit later, so we can kind of have a little bit of a March Madness vibe, multiple games going on at once, but delayed endings. There, I'm having Spurs versus the Lakers. So I moved the Lakers out of their Warriors matchup at 7, and I moved the Spurs up because, look, we got to get Wemby. We got to get LeBron. I get it. LeBron's got to be there. We're getting a little bit of old and new here. So you don't have to lock in because you still got Wolves Knicks. You don't have to be, fully locked into either game necessarily. You're getting a little bit of the new and the old with the Lakers at the 2 p.m. slot. Plus, we're getting the staggered starts. So I like it. A little bit busy. All right. The 4 p.m. game, which was the 76ers and the Boston Celtics, that's getting moved. We're doing two totally different things. First off, the Sixers are gone. The Sixers are not playing on Christmas Day. They're just done. They're gone. Moving up from the 9 o'clock slot or 9:30 slot are the Nuggets. The Nuggets being after everybody's gone to bed Christmas Day. Please, Jokic is the best player in the league. Moving up to the 4 p.m. slot, they're taking on OKC. I want to see the fresh young face in the West. I want to get them a little pub, 4 p.m. slot. Everybody's locked into that game for sure. We're seeing that. All right. The 7 o'clock matchup. It was the Lakers versus the Warriors. I get it. The Lakers draw. Now, this is where maybe these two games can maybe flip-flop 4 and 7, but these are the main cards for the day. In the 7 p.m. slot, I got Boston versus Milwaukee. I want to get Giannis in there. I want to see Boston, the previous champs. I mean, obviously, they're in the 4 o'clock slot here. They're trying to push them. Let's get them versus Milwaukee 7 o'clock slot. Again, we can maybe swap that so we can have the West Coast time there. And then my nightcap 9:30 is Mavs versus Golden State. Again, I know they played recently, but they're 1-1. Let's get that rubber match. And let's see who wins, Clay or Steph in the nightcap. We get Luka, we get Steph. Can't argue there. Thoughts?
It's pretty good.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think moving how did the Sixers make it over the Bucks? Am I forgetting something about the end of last season? Like, I thought they were both bad in the playoffs.
Maybe this the Paul George signing.
Paul George,
yeah.
No, Paul George trade, I guess.
Yeah.
I really like the Timberwolves Knicks matchup. Makes a lot of sense. Spurs Knicks, it's kind of a weird one. I guess it's Wemby against a big market, but
they're just trying to get Wemby.
Yeah. I like Wemby against and
LeBron,
bringing the old with the new.
Yep.
That's kind of a better thing, but and getting the Nuggets out of that 9:30. Dude, every time I say 9:30 game, I'm like, all right, let's go. And then I'm like 10 minutes in, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch the condensed version of this later. Maybe if it's kind of close.
If it's good. If it's good, yeah. Great. Oh, they lost by 20. All right, we don't need to skip that
one. I was kicking the Spurs out completely.
All right, yeah. Any changes you guys would do? I like it.
I was kicking the Spurs out completely.
I'm okay with that.
And I was putting the Cavs in their spot against the Knicks.
I like it. I wanted to get them in, but I couldn't.
I didn't think of the Wolves versus Knicks thing though. I kind of like that better, but I was trying to find a way to get the Cavs in here, get some action.
I think from a basketball standpoint, it makes more sense what Joey you're saying for the Cavs, but I think for the casual viewer, I think you need Wembanyama on TV on Christmas over Kevin Mobley, right?
Is he even going to be on? Is he playing again?
Wemby?
Oh, Wemby?
Yeah. He was out for like 2 weeks.
Oh, he's out for 2 weeks?
He's like in and out.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
Either way,
he'll be fine.
Yeah, but I like getting
we're going to watch him chuck. Dude, he has a game where he chucked 16 threes. He made 8 of them that game. That was his 50-point game.
That's what's wrong with the NBA.
He's averaging 9, 7. That's why Giannis, dude. Giannis doesn't even take 3-point attempts anymore. He just gives them to everybody else.
No.
He doesn't need to.
All right, keep going, Joey.
I was also kicking the 76ers out.
Obviously.
Yep. I slid in, actually put Orlando or Milwaukee.
Ooh, okay.
Orlando plays Boston on the 23rd of December, so I was like, you could just easily move that game. Flex that game in if you needed to. The other one that I was big on was I was kicking both the Lakers and the Warriors out too.
I like it.
I'm tired of it. I'm over it.
Yeah, new blood.
New blood. I want to see OKC versus Memphis.
Oh,
that would be nice. That's actually really good.
I want to see, like, this is your prime time slot. You've got some teams like if you're trying to sell like athletic basketball and not like jacking up a ton of threes, like just enough threes, but not a ton. OKC Memphis feels like it could be a high scoring game with some flash to it. And you know, as much as I don't like John Christmas could be kind of special in that prime time slot. Like there could be a monster dunk in there. So those are my big ones. Some of these old teams that just always get it. I'm just over it.
Yeah.
We need to shuffle the deck here.
I like that idea of having, you need Lakers Warriors. You need LeBron Curry. Put that at the 4 o'clock. Have that lead into
lead
Ja
into
Morant and the Thunder. Be like, hey guys, you know, I hate whoever really wants to watch these old guys, you know, that are past their prime
for you.
Sure. But like this is what's here now at the 7 o'clock prime spot. That Thunder Grizzlies. That's
If you like that game, wait till you see these.
Yeah, wait until you see the.
If you like these old heads just floating around here, wait till you see
named Shea.
Young guys lighting it up.
He shoots the twos.
I just think like if the whole point of your marquee day is to showcase the best you have to offer for now and going forward, it's not Lakers Warriors at your 7 o'clock slot.
I agree with the 7 o'clock slot for sure. Yeah.
It's weird that I'm kind of with Chris in the sense that like you need him to get the eyeballs.
That's fair. I can live with it.
I get it. But I'm also with you, Joey, where I'm like, this is the last year that I think this is gonna be acceptable. I think next year we need to start pushing the new teams. We got to start.
Dude, that was said 5 years ago. I feel like about this.
I think you're right. So this is the last.
This is the last.
This is the last time.
No, this is the last. This is the bad place.
It's not Dennis Schroeder though. The Warriors have Dennis Schroeder.
True.
So this is gonna shake up everything.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about that trade, guys. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Or do we? Yeah.
Cool.
It's fine.
Needle mover. I guess it's a player that's actually not hurt instead of Melton. Yeah. So that's cool for them.
It moves the needle positively for them. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
from a 5th to a 4th seed, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think? It's like a 2 or 3 game bump. You win, you know, a few more games because of Schroeder.
Maybe avoid the play-in. Maybe
I guess
6.
3 or 4 games in the West could be pretty significant depending on where everything shakes out. So
it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking that forward to the Christmas Day lineup. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah, it's kind of mid the way it was. The way it is.
There's nothing that I'm like,
Phoenix?
Oh, I really want to watch this game. So I want to make sure that like I'm done with everything I have to be responsible for and watch this game.
I want to watch Mavericks Timberwolves. So are you guys out on the Timberwolves again?
No, but it's just. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, is Luka going to try, or is he going to do? You know, be.
So we're just sour on. We're sour on Luka.
I think we're sour on Luka. Yeah, and you know what, man? I'm not gonna lie. The Mavs lost some juice for me. Or not the Mavs. The Wolves lost some juice for me. I want to see Cat and Ant. That's what I want to see, and they're not there.
The thing that's gonna be tough for me in that one is like. It's like right in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So if everybody's kind of hanging out and you're like, hey, family, I'm going to sell you on this. All right. Hey, you got this game, dude. You got Anthony Edwards. You got a matchup from last year's Western Conference Finals. And you've got, you know, potential MVP star Luka Doncic. And like you could talk this way up and it could just be an absolute like dud of a game. And also, if you're explaining it, you have to be like, oh, yeah. And Kyrie Irving's on that team too.
Who? Oh, that one guy that went weird on Twitter.
Oh, doesn't that guy do? Oh, yeah. Well, no. We're watching for Luka and Klay Thompson. Oh, then you watched it. Like, I don't know.
That's definitely the best game of the day.
It is. It's got the most intrigue to it.
I mean, like, am I gonna watch Lakers Warriors? I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not happy.
The only reason
to
watch Wolves Mavs is this. I feel like it could be like an Ant, like big revenge game kind of thing.
That would be fun.
And still a lot of fun to watch.
He is.
Yeah,
I think he's definitely like he tries on both ends.
It's horrible.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And like Chris said, I probably will stay up to see what's going on with the Nuggets, and then if watch condensed
halftime and then move on.
It's the Suns. That's why it is.
It's the Suns. Yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough.
Nuggets Rockets could be better.
Man, Nuggets Rockets would be fun.
Be better.
The Rockets are nowhere close to playing on Christmas Day, though. I think they're fun, but the NBA is.
Well, if they make the conference finals,
I mean, the 76ers shouldn't be anywhere near it. They should be able to like they should flex teams.
Yeah.
They should be able to flex games and teams like some other leagues do. Like, hey, sorry, you guys don't get the freaking marquee Christmas Day matchup because you're terrible.
Take Christmas off. You can play tomorrow.
Yeah. Rest your knee, Embiid.
Yeah. That should be a thing where you have like 6 locked-in teams, and then 4 of them are like, if you're still doing well, you might get flexed at tomorrow, and then those 4 teams have to play each other.
Yeah,
that should be really fun. Leave 2 games open and have teams have to like compete to get flexed into it.
Because I think it like Giannis, people like to play. The players like to play on Christmas, right? Like Giannis is like, why am I not playing on Christmas?
Yeah. Giannis not on Christmas is crazy.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, he's like a 1B for MVP.
Yeah, and then you're putting your 1A for MVP at 9:30.
Yeah. I get that because like they always cater to the local market first. Like
what's the West, right?
That's fine,
but that should be a 7 p.m. game.
Agreed. Mountain time.
And I guess, but then what are you doing with the Lakers Warriors? And I guess everybody needs to watch that because it's Steph and LeBron. But LeBron has come on.
I really like the 4 p.m. for them idea. Or
4 p.m. like an afternoon game. Let those guys finish up early. They're old.
Even lead off with those guys.
Yeah, lead off with those guys. Have them play.
I wonder how many times has Christmas Day started with New York. It's like the Lions on Thanksgiving. I feel like it's always the Knicks at 11 on Christmas.
Yeah, it's always the Knicks. It's usually like Knicks Celtics or something. I do like the idea of Madison Garden kind of opening it up. You know me. I love Madison. I love the Garden.
Have you been?
The TD Garden?
No, the Madison Square. The Square Garden. I just love the atmosphere there. When the Knicks are good, that place is right.
Place, it sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool place.
Cool story.
It's a cool story. Yeah. Big Celtics, big Garden guy.
Big Garden guy. Big
Have you been? No.
Have you been? No, obviously not. But I drove by it once, actually, now that you mention it. On a bus or something, I think.
I rode past it.
Rode past. Pretty cool from the outside.
Just a peek.
Sneak the peek. Also stopped by Ground Zero. So, it's a busy day.
Okay.
Well, on that note, Christmas gifts for all, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas episode. It's always fun for us. We're going to go ahead and take 2 weeks off for the holidays, I believe is the plan.
Yep.
Christmas and New Year's. And we'll be back after the first of the year. We will be talking New Year's resolutions, one of our also traditions. And then we might get into some tiers and stuff as we make the final push towards All-Star break.
Trade deadline,
the playoffs, a lot of things coming up. So it's going to be
halfway there.
Yep, halfway there. We're getting there. But that is it for us tonight. Follow us on social media at the Box Out Boys. Slide on those DMs. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube and Spotify. We very much appreciate that. So for the boys, until next Christmas, Box Out.